So the question today is, why isn't there rebellion on the street? Why aren't people going mad? We've got no job. All the hotel workers, restaurant workers, airport workers, airline workers, all of them clearly not going to work. Why isn't there rebellion? Well, obviously we know the answer is furlough, right? Furlough schemes, right? In England and in Israel, where the government pays 80% of the salary. Now, to put in perspective how much we're talking about here, the UK official unemployment rate, even now with 6 months of lockdown and people being fired, Pizza Hut closing the stores and everyone, Shell was firing 9,000 workers. Even with all of this, it's 1 million people. The amount of people on the furlough scheme, that's the restaurants and the hotels, is 4 million people. And beat this, when they surveyed those employers and said once a scheme shuts down, how many will be kept on? Only 20% would be retained. 80% of those 3 million would be fired on the spot the second it finishes. So you've got a 1 million unemployment rate, it goes up to 4 million. In Israel, it's the same thing. 60% of the 25% unemployed in Israel are on furlough scheme. How many of those jobs are going to come back? Again, let's go with 80%. So then you're left with an actual structural unemployment rate of about 18%, which is insane. America, done even better. There they have mortgage moratoriums and rent moratoriums. So you don't actually, and you've got higher employment benefits. So there, you basically, if you lost a job in America, you're going to be fired in 1 second. They've all been fired. They all got fired. There's no support, but they don't have to pay rent. They don't have to pay mortgage. They get extra unemployment benefits going forward. They got the stimulus checks. Stuff's pretty good. There's nothing really to pay for other than food, right? And bills. And even then, I doubt anyone can take you to court for that at the moment. So they're also being prolonged. Obviously, we know what's going to happen at the end when all this is pulled. These people will lose their jobs. There will be riots in the street. But at the moment, they're being paid to be quiet. Why all this? And how is the government going to fund all this? That's the bigger question. Well, the way the government's currently funding it, as we saw in an article in the UK, is they are actually money printing. Now, remember, quantitative easing, which is the way they do it, is not actually money printing. It's the central bank prints money, gives it to the government, and then the government promises to pay that back. Now, we just had it now in Britain, £150 billion worth was paid back. What did the central bank do? Gave it straight back to the government. Now, in effect, what does that do? It basically is printing money and giving it to the government. That's what they did. You thought it only happens in Venezuela, you thought it only happens in Zimbabwe, you only thought it happens in Weimar, Germany. Well, it's happening here, boys, and it's happening now, and we are going to be inflated away, and won't appear on the official figures. Oh no, everything will be just dandy. But you go and think about since 2008, if things have gone up, if the price of goods and services have gone up, if the price of your house and rent has gone up, and mortgages, and obviously all these things have gone up. But it's all covered as, can't believe it. CPI inflation, 0.01%, could even be deflation. Wow, things are going bad. We are being ripped off and inflated away. That is what they will do. That is how they will get their money back. And we're all going to pay for it and become poorer and poorer and poorer, while the MSM lies to us all day long and says, don't worry, we did a great thing. Corona needed that lockdown. Look at that, zero impact in unemployment rate at just 1 million. Oh, forget the 4 million on furlough. The economy's coming back, roaring back to life. For big businesses, all the small businesses dead. And everything's going so sweet. And government debt is also going down unbelievably. And inflation's low. All lies. We will be poorer. And our kids will be poorer.